Guys, welcome back to another episode of Primetime Footy. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Primetime Footy fans? Serge here. Hope y'all had a
How
good
we doing?
weekend.
How we doing, Coach Dane in the house? Hope everybody's having a great day.
How's your week so far, Serge?
Hey, I'll take it. 2 dubs in the week. Way better than what it was a week ago.
No
No,
meltdowns?
no hiccups, bro. No hiccups this time around.
Hiccups? We
We
see.
survived. We survived the week.
Yeah. Dave, what's up? Talk to me.
Happy that Madrid won. I feel like the game, it's like a little lie in a way. Like, yeah, 6-1, but like if you look at the goals, Monaco literally gave us like 4 of those goals. 2 goals. One of them was nice. A nice combo between I forgot who Camavinga to Valverde, Valverde to Camavinga, Vini, and Mbappe. Beautiful. But then 6-1, I don't know. We got to see the rest of the season how it goes.
Not only that, I mean, they're also ninth in the French league. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about it's one of the weaker Champions Leagues that we've had in a long time. It's not. We're not talking about strong
Yep.
Champions League.
That's
We're not
why Arsenal's
talking.
in first place. Yep.
Well, I mean, you can only do what's
Damn.
put in front of you, and you guys are where. So I don't know. You tell me who's doing better. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm
all
all
this
better.
talk about Madrid, even though they're having a terrible season, they're 2 or 1 point away from Barcelona in La Liga, and they're 3rd in the table in the Champions.
Mm-hmm.
So shit. They could talk all the shit they want, bro, but Madrid is Madrid, bro. You feel me?
yeah. I
So
mean, when you're playing in a farmers league like a La Liga,
here
anything
we
is
go.
possible. Dreams are there to
Here
be.
we go.
Let's talk about game week 22. I mean, I think the panel all hit in a couple of different areas. What were your overall thoughts in terms of the Premier League for game week 22?
Definitely some surprises. I have to say Aston Villa had one job and they completely dropped the ball on that just to get closer and close that gap on Arsenal, like everyone wanted, I'd say. But the Manchester Derby, United taking the W, on which a lot of people wouldn't have given them that pass. Liverpool dropping points, Sunderland being Crystal Palace, Tottenham being Spursy as always.
Spursy season, baby.
They never fail. They
Yeah.
might have new faces, but this is the same team every year. So
Same energy.
Uh-huh. Now, yeah, like you mentioned, starting with the derby, great win by United, great goals. Man City having won a single game in the Premier League, 4 games now. Chelsea, thanks to our Ted Lasso as the coach, he's doing some great things. Leeds United with a 1-0 win against Fulham. Liverpool, what a performance against Burnley. That was really bad. Like you mentioned, Tottenham, they gave West Ham the second W of the season.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
And Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. Arsenal lacked of ideas. Nottingham Forest literally parked the bus, but Arsenal just couldn't open up the gates of hell.
In terms of sequences, that Manchester derby was before the Arsenal game. Let's dive into that Manchester derby a little bit. Last week on the podcast, a lot of us predicted that Man United could
Surprise.
get something out of this game, right? We felt like there could be an opportunity here for Man United to make themselves known in the title race without being relevant in the title race. What were your guys' overall thoughts? I don't know if you guys saw some of the highlights. I think, Buemo came back and he made himself known.
I think United came out with that new manager bounce for sure. With
Mhm.
Carrick, it looked like a lot of the players seemed more free, especially the attacking players. There's more of a free flow. They played with a different energy against City. And like I was saying, that back line of City, I was saying it since last week. They were waiting to get exposed, and I think it definitely showed this past game. I really like the way that they came out. It was derby, so they came to play. So I really enjoyed watching the game.
Bruno Fernandes, he finally has the freedom to do his magic, his tricks. With Amorim, he was stuck as a centimeter next to Casemiro or Ugarte, so he really had the freedom to roam around the field, connect passes, be the number 10 that he is as a player. And it's great to see Mbuemo back, Amad back. They give the speed to the attack, the creativity, something different that United lacks because they have a very very lack of depth. And then Dorgu, he's out of nowhere, an amazing winger. He's like low-key reminding me of Saka, Gareth Bell, started as a left back and now playing great as a left and right winger. If they can, keep putting him in that position, and if he can keep playing the same way he's playing, he can develop himself into a really great winger, and give United more happiness in the future.
So, Man City, what are your guys' overall thoughts? I think now that they've dropped those 3 points, Arsenal, they're doing a little bit of an Arsenal because you would expect them to go in. Obviously, this is a 7:30 game. The Arsenal game was at a later slot than the Manchester derby. And so you would have expected a Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal game to be Arsenal all the way and to pick up the 3 points. But unfortunately, it ended up just being the 1 point. What are your guys' overall opinion? I think overall it kind of looks a little lackluster from them, given the fact that they didn't capitalize on that opportunity.
Yeah, it was their game to win. They knew what they were going in for, 3 more points would have put them, what, 9 points ahead? They had everything to gain against Nottingham Forest. But yeah, like you said, they just didn't have that bite to win, but it's kind of like the same thing every season, right? This is what I think Arsenal fans and just everyone's waiting to see, trying to see that punch or that, that final blow to just cement themselves as front runners. But they still have that question mark, right? If they can do it, are they mature enough? Are they ready to take that next step? And they haven't answered that question yet. So I think it was just a big fumble on them, but we'll see what happens. But they still stand in a good position. So just these other teams aren't capitalizing either. Like I said, Aston Villa, they could have capitalized on their game against Everton. That should have been 3 points for them. They would have been 4 points off. I think Arsenal, obviously, it's still their league to lose.
If Arsenal didn't play and you just had Villa and Man City's results, it would be happy days. I think, that's exactly what you want when you're trying to hunt down a trophy. And I totally agree. There's no killer bite. There were a couple of chances in that game where in the first half where they could have killed off the game. It would have been 2-0 by the 35th minute.
Yeah.
And you didn't see that. I think, Arsenal struggle against blocks, and I think deeper into other competitions, they're gonna see this tactic be used consistently, and they have to find a solution, because if they don't, it's gonna be used against them, and they're only gonna be forced to learn this lesson, how to get over it, how to be creative enough to get over the line in these games, how to force the win, and that's something that you did not see here at Forest.
Do you think that Arteta should probably kind of switch up his front three, or like at least start Jesus and sit Gyökeres now at this point? Because Jesus is looking nice.
If you're looking at the starting lineup, there was a little
Yeah,
bit of rotation by
there was.
Arteta. He had what we would call maybe the B line in attack. Maybe that was a slight error on his part. I mean, it's easy to say now, right? Because we're
Yeah.
here, they didn't get the W. But I think something that I would have done instead was put your starters in, collect the points, make sure we're over the line, and then bring everybody out. As many as the starters as you can. Rotate them out after you secured the 3 points. He didn't do that. He elected to give players minutes. I think there is an opportunity for him to do what you're saying and give Jesus the start that he needs. But I remember last time he did his ACL, this is the same thing that happened. We were at a critical junction where we didn't have a striker and we needed somebody, and he looked so dynamic that we just threw him back in. And then
Right.
his ACL popped again. We have enough depth with Gyökeres, with Jesus. Havertz has just come back. It's a draw. We're upset. We feel like we're entitled to have all 9 points as a gap. But that's just ball. Not every day you're guaranteed a W. That's every team has to earn a W, and they didn't do it. So let's lick our wounds and we go again the next game and try to get the W consistently as we go along. I think we have to play our own game, and all those little things that we're talking about, you can literally screenshot this and put it in 2016, put it in 2024, 2015, and we've been waiting for somebody to be like, lights out. We're 3-0 at 35 minutes in. So it's a learning curve, which after 6 years, you would think that this team would have learned by now, or Arteta at least.
Just to add really quick with the regarding Man City, Pep Guardiola should be the one that should change the system. City was dominant. City was amazing when they had a great number 6 like Rodri. But now he's not even half of the player that won the Ballon d'Oro. He's struggling physically, mentally, speed of play. And then you have someone like Nico Gonzalez, who they pay 60 million for, who they should have paid more than 20, who can't handle to carry that team as the 6. In the history of Pep Guardiola's team, that position has been the most important one. You're talking about Kimmich used to play there, Xavi Alonso, Busquets,
Busquets, yeah.
Fernandinho. right? So some top players in that position that now he should maybe, instead of playing a 4-3-3, maybe play a double pivot, right? Like two sixes next to each other so they can combine if, in case Roger can close down the passing lanes. The second one can do the job for him. So, it can be Rodri. You can drop Bernardo Silva there, but something different that can give him the strength, especially on defense, who, they're allowing so many goals. Like just 2-3 days ago, they lost against the Swedish team, what, 3-1? Or no, actually, team from Norway. So it makes no sense to keep pushing the solo six when you don't have a top one who can do the job. And then regarding Arsenal, like I was talking to you guys on the chat, every time when there's a key game, I don't want to say the bottle, but like I think the
bottle.
problem is that Arteta
Yeah.
puts so much pressure on himself and on the players that he doesn't, he wants to motivate them, but sometimes when you do too much, it doesn't end up well. So I feel like he needs to be more calm. He needs to like relax, especially on the sidelines. If you're a player, you turn to the side and you see your coach freaking out. As a player, you're gonna freak out as well. You won't be smart on your decisions and your key moment plays. So I feel like he needs to bring a little down, so that way it can bring calmness to the team, and they can just be more composed when they're making a decision. And then regarding the number 9, Joker is doing okay, but I do feel like whenever they play this type of teams that sit back and play a low block defensively, like Nottingham Forest, Everton, Burnley, Wolves, Jesus should be the guy because he can drop off and create space for Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard, Rice to take the space. And then Gyökeres, he's just up there and waits for the ball. And that's easy for a defender. To man mark a number 9, piece of cake. But now you have someone like Jesus that drops into the midfield, and you as a center back don't know if to stay in your position or follow the 9, right? If they follow the 9, they create a space behind them that can be used to penetrate them and cause some damage. So I feel like Jesus should start in those type of games. Gyökeres in the teams that like to attack them, because him will open space. A great team.
I think there's just so many schools of thought, right? Because then what if I just come back and I rebuttal all of that and say, hey, Gyökeres is going to start. He's going to make sure that all these guys are exhausted by the time that Gabriel Jesus gets on the field. And then by that time, the space is so opened up that he's going to have such mobility within those spaces that it's going to be easy to cut them. There's so many different ways we could go about this, but I do feel like at some point, these players are responsible. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Arteta's not the forward, shooting the ball. You get paid the big bucks to finish, and that's it, right? You could see in the production of that front line who's been the standout for you. I can only name one standout out of that front three, and it's Trossard. And Trossard, if you look back historically, he's been our number 2 winger. Traditionally, we've always gone with Martinelli. It's not until this season that Trossard has become a staple on that left side. And Saka's production, in my opinion, that friction between him and the striker, that difference in play, that has to get resolved because his production is down and Gyökeres' production is down. And I think that lack of fluidity between them and Odegaard is actually hindering them in general. And I think that has to do a lot with interpersonal relationships. So that all has to get ironed out. At the end of the day, you have to be a professional and get a job done. Anyways, let's pivot a little bit to Liverpool versus Burnley. The game that I never thought I had to worry about or think about. I thought it's Liverpool all day. Katika's gonna pick me up the fantasy points. Happy days. When I look at my points, I'm like, yo, where's the hat trick? It's not there. Like, what's going on with Sly? Talk to me.
I think we're getting sample sizes of a lot of these players at this moment in time. I didn't see the game. I didn't catch it because, like you said, I thought it was going to be an easy dub for Liverpool. I know Burnley has put up a fight defensively with some teams this season, but I thought Liverpool definitely had enough. Slot's losing the fan base. He's losing that pool. Ekiteke should have got some goals on here, like you said. But yeah, man, I'm not really sure what Liverpool need to do at this moment in time. But Arnold Slot needs to find something quick because Xabi's on that back line waiting, boy. He's waiting to get that phone call. So we'll see what happens.
Boys in the bullpen, bro. He's ready.
Literally.
Right, exactly.
About to relieve him of his duties, bro. I will say with Liverpool this season, it's unfortunate to watch them burn like this. I thought we were actually gonna get a nice title defense from them. I think the injuries to Isak, he really never gelled completely when he was there. There's a couple of issues going on at right back, at left back, the inconsistencies there. Soboslai has to slot in sometimes. But for them to not pick a point, all 3 points against Burnley, and, for Slot later on in the week to talk about how, he doesn't like playing against these low blocks. I feel like as a big team, it's your responsibility to be a professional, like I was saying with Arsenal, get over the line. Like how are you gonna come in here and say, "Hey, these guys are trying their hardest to not let you pick up points," and then you're over here and you're just gonna be like, "I don't like that. Don't do that. Play against me here. We gotta, we switch it up a little bit on me." No, dude, people are gonna do whatever it takes to get a result, and that's what Burnley did. And I just feel like Liverpool is, I think they've been found out also tactically a little bit, but, it's a little bit unfair given the context of what's going on at that club. There's just so many different little things going on, but I do feel like he's struggling a little bit to get the results in.
Like I've said from the beginning, no depth, no depth, no depth. You can't do well in the Premier League when you have only one top player on each position. You need at least two, and maybe three per position. So the fact that they didn't bring any center backs, they brought like a kid, a 19-year-old who unfortunately on his first game torn his ACL. So again, you can't win games like that.
I mean, you can win the league like that. I mean, if they stay fit. I mean, they did that last year, so
Yeah,
that's
but exactly
not
that's
really.
if they stay fit, and
Yeah.
which after so many games last season, after the long campaign, they're struggling now. Plus Salah, the whole situation. He's back. He played during the week. He looked much better, more fresh. Let's try a new system with him and Ekite as the two strikers, sort of like a 4-4-2 in a way, with Frimpong constantly moving up as a right winger. But the crazy thing is, like, Liverpool is what, like on a 9-game undefeated streak between all competitions, 9-10 games. But it's like it feels like they have been struggling all season. So
Well, the problem is that they're used to rock and roll football, and,
yeah,
the media is calling his ball boring. So
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do when you don't have the players to do something. Again, the players that did something different for him, they're all gone. Luis Diaz, he was a different type of player. He will bring the spiciness and take people on, do different tricks. Unfortunately, Jota, same style of player who go and take people on. Even though he missed every single shot, Darwin Nunez, same style of player. Now Gakpo, he tries, but like he doesn't have enough quality. Ekiti is the only one doing it. Isak, dude is out for the season basically. And Salah, he said, "I got my contract. I'm good. I'm chilling." So yeah,
He's
yeah,
on holiday.
unfortunately, literally, he
He's
lost all the attack, and here they are now.
let's pivot a little bit, something different that we don't usually talk about here. Coach Daniel, talk to us about the AFCON final. What were your thoughts?
Wakanda forever. Great final. It's something literally. I couldn't watch it like through the actual channel because I didn't have access to it. So I literally watched the game through speed, because he was at the
You're watching the
AFCON,
My
he
stream.
was
boy
at the final.
Speed.
So I was watching his stream and literally listening to the game like via like a radio. And then everything was going fine until I heard like goal by Senegal, and then the referee says no goal. Unfortunately, the referee didn't let the play continue, and he blew the whistle right before the Senegal player scored the goal. So, in that scenario, VAR couldn't get involved and say, "Hey, you made a mistake. It was actually a goal." So because the referee blew the whistle before the ball went inside the goal, yeah, no goal, and VAR couldn't get involved. And then you have 90 plus minutes, 2 minutes left in the regular time. A little pull from the Senegal player on the Moroccan player, and he called it PK. I don't know. For me, it's 50-50. For me, it's one of those, like, some might call it, some might not, but you can't call that a penalty in that situation where, like, 90 plus minute, final 0-0, you just can't call that a penalty. He went to VAR, and even so, he still called it.
Let me pause you right there. Did he miss the penalty on purpose?
At first, I thought he did, but then watching him cry at the end, then he said, "I'm sorry." He apologized. He's like, "I'm sorry to the whole country. I let everyone down." I'm gonna say no, but again, no, it's hard to prove. Like again, it's because everyone's reaction. Like as soon as Mendy saved the PK, nobody went to him to, "Oh, you did an amazing job." Like it was weird. Normally,
Yeah.
when that happens, especially in the last minute of the game, everyone on the team will have like ran
Of
towards him
course, you
and hug
erupt.
him or something. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know, to be honest.
It was a
Mm.
weird circumstance, just all the way around, right? Like that final was just the way it ended was just complete chaos. Sadio Mane having to call out, his teammates to come out. They were refusing to come out. Just everything about it was just insane. Like Daniel said, I think it's 50-50, but in a big game like that, in a final like that, you don't call that penalty. I saw the tug. I think it was a little bit of both. The defender probably shouldn't have put his hands on him in that time, and you feel a little physicality in the box, you're gonna drop. So kudos to Diaz being cinematic on that. But for me, bro, the Panenka, I think he did do it on purpose, bro. I just think he just really regretted it after the way it played out. To be honest, I couldn't
That
believe it
was
when I first heard
horrible.
it. When I didn't see it, because like Daniel said, I was just hearing it, and then when I heard he did the Panenka, and then I saw the immediate reaction, I was like, that's 100%. He did that on purpose, like no doubt about it. But then, his reaction at the end kind of told a different story. But I think at the end of the day, he went in with the intention of doing that on purpose. But we'll never know. But regardless, it was just an insane final.
Insane final. Tower Boys
Oh my
were
god, yeah.
needed. So many different little controversial things were going on. I think FIFA needs to exert some power there
They need to
because that
tighten up, bro.
some of that stuff is unacceptable in the
Mm.
professional game. You can't be seeing things like that. But congratulations to Senegal. Sadio Mane, what a leader for his country. I think the whole thing was a catastrophe, a debacle, a lot of drama. But, thankfully they're all back
You
in
always
the
get that with AFCON though, right? It's like every year, like AFCON has something, we have something to talk about with AFCON.
All right, guys. So let's talk about the Champions League a little bit. Give me your overall opinions of this recent game week.
Great games. Not only about the games, like I mainly want to talk about the table, which is like insane. When this format came into place, now we're talking. This is the second season of this new format where everyone against, well, not everyone against each other, but everyone on the same table. You get to play 8 teams at random. Some have an unfair schedule, some have an easy schedule. That's the part I don't like. Like for example, if you look at Inter Milan, right? They haven't won the last 3 games, but then the last 3 games they played against Arsenal, Liverpool, and Atletico Madrid. So you're talking about, 3 powerhouses who can easily beat anyone. For example, you looked at, I don't know, Bayern Munich schedule, and they play against Union San Gilos, Sporting Lisboa, and well, and they had 2 tough games before, the Arsenal and PSG. But again, I feel like everyone has at least 2 tough games, and then the rest are easy, and then some teams have 4 tough games and then easy games, which I don't know. I guess it's up to the draw to make a decision. But if you look at the table, between the 6th place and the 13th, the difference is only 1 goal. That's what's keeping him, between being the 8th, 7th, or being 13. If you gotta remember, the top 8 qualify directly to the playoffs. Teams 9th to 24th, they have to play a playing round, if
Yeah.
you want to call it. They play 2 games, home and away. Winners qualify to the playoffs. Losers basically go home. Just to remind everyone, PSG went through that. They finished like 15th last season, and they made it all the way to the final. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you finish 10th or 15th. But I do have to say that now there is a benefit finishing first, especially. For example, now Arsenal are guaranteed the first position. So now that means that every game until the final, they will be home on the second leg. So that's massive. To finish the series at home, it's huge. For example, Madrid benefits that so much, and Arsenal are really strong at home. So I think that's a great news for Arteta and his men, and kudos to them because they have done an amazing season. You're talking about 20 goals in favor and only 2 against. Insane, insane.
Serge, what are your overall thoughts about this new format? Are you about it? Are you not about it? Do you like the old one? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think UEFA did a good job in entertaining. I think it's all the entertainment aspect of it all. I think it sets up for a crazy last game to see who gets into the next round of 16. I mean, like Daniel said, one goal differentiates sixth place to like what 13. So you're talking
Yeah.
about like so much can change, so much will change during the live games, and that just makes it kind of freaking exciting end to the round of 16. I think it gets more eyes around around the sport globally. It just makes it exciting for people to see and kind of watch along. I'm not too mad at it, man, to be honest with you. Like you said, it really doesn't matter where you end up after this draw. PSG was in 15th place last year and they ended up winning the whole competition. So I'm all for it. I like it. And I like the excitement of it all. So I'm with it.
I do feel like I think it's a little bit more balanced. I'm not sure about everybody's fixture list, but from what I've watched with Arsenal, they've been pretty balanced. You've had an easy game, you've had a hard game. You have an easy game, you have a hard game. Easy on paper because it is the Champions League. I think for what it's worth, there was a lot of controversy. Last year I didn't like that there was no prize or there was nothing that you got from finishing higher. I think they rectified that pretty quickly. Within the next season, they saw that hey, it makes sense that you got the advantage. Now finishing first, there's an incentive there.
Hmm.
Given that I won't say it doesn't matter, but I will say you could be this was Liverpool, last season they were so high up and look at how they got done out by PSG. So at any point, this is the Champions League and anybody can take out anybody. But yeah, highs and lows of this week in terms of the Champions League. I think I know a couple of highs and lows are about to come out.
Well,
Thoughts?
the highest was the lie, right? So I kind of feel like it was all a facade for Madrid and also for my boys in blue, Chelsea. I saw the Chelsea and Paphos game, and it was a lackluster game. It was very, I want to say, Enzo Maresca coded, very side to side ball. The wingers didn't do much. I mean, against Paphos, no disrespect to them, but we should have been winning that game like 3-4-0 in the first half, and we just looked like we couldn't get a goal for the life of us. So
Yeah.
that game was lackluster. Caicedo came through, Equa Power after
Vamos.
like the 16th corner that was attempted. So it wasn't even like an open play goal. It was just a very lackluster game. But they're still going through their journey with the new coach. Madrid 6 goals against ninth place Monaco in their league. They got a W, so you can't be too upset there. But City losing to what Bole
Bodo
from
Glint.
Yep. That was a big blow to them. Bayern got the job done. Spurs got the job done too, right? I think in
Hmm.
this round. So, some results, here and there. Barcelona kind of started off slow against Prague. They were kind of going back and forth for a bit, but they ended up getting the win. So,
What was surprising to me was the Sporting game versus PSG. A little surprising that PSG didn't at least get a draw out of the game.
true.
I think that Bodo Glint game, I was hate watching that game, and I was like, let me watch just in case something happens here. And Bodo Glint was rampant. You know what it looked like to me? I think for me it looked like boys against men.
That
It just
bad?
yeah, it was that bad. I felt so bad for Holland doing his interview. He's over there like, I don't got the answers for this. But like I've said, in big games demand big characters. And I do feel like, and I've said this consistently, I feel like Holland lacks that. And if you Madrid fans think that Holland's gonna come into the Bernabeu and play these clásicos, he still looks like he's got a little bit of ways to go to get to that level where he can hold up his own in games like that. Even when they won the treble, I mean that season in the Prem was amazing, but I do feel like in the Champions League he put up numbers, but not as good, not Holland level numbers. You know what I mean?
No, he's like Mbappe. He's a stat pad, you know?
I wouldn't say he's like Mbappe. I mean, Mbappe is, yeah, well, maybe they have some similarities, I would say, but Mbappe is pretty well rounded. I think he'll
I mean,
step
like,
up.
yeah, as a player, yeah, but like in terms of key games, they just show up
Yeah.
for against.
You mean for clubs though? I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
for club. Yeah,
As in like
totally.
shadows of themselves, you know, when the lights are the brightest.
That's
Yeah.
so.
So let's look at the table together. So as we speak right now, from fourth to first, starting up is Liverpool, who have a record of 5 wins and 2 losses. Real Madrid, who has also a record of 5 wins, 2 losses. Bayern Munich, who has a record of 6 wins and 1 loss, and Arsenal are sitting up top as 7 wins and 0 defeats. Below that a little bit is Tottenham, which is 4 wins and 2 draws and 1 loss, which overall for Thomas DeFrank, I think that's pretty remarkable from him,
Choo
be
choo.
one of
Right.
Luis Enrique. But what do you think of this top four? I think is your winner coming out of this top four, guys, or what's your prediction in terms of this top four? Are they going to be able to mount a proper challenge for the whole thing?
It all depends on the draw. Literally, at the end of the day, anyone can beat anybody. On a good night, anybody can beat anyone. It all depends on when in that time, how many injuries they have. Because you're talking about these games that are going to be played like mid February. Usually during Valentine's Day, that's when the playoffs start. And then the next one's in March and then April. So you have lots of games going on at the same time. So it all depends how many competitions you're fighting for, how many injuries is your team carrying. So anyone can beat anyone. It's tough to say who's gonna win it, but for me, my top two are Arsenal and PSG.
Gotcha. Serge?
Yeah, same thing. Just the way the format's laid out. I think it just comes to like competition. The competition itself, it's not like a full season situation like how we have with the club and the countries. PSG is a good shout. I mean, I do like Bayern. We saw the Arsenal and Bayern game, how that played out. I just think Arsenal, and it's not me hating on Arsenal. I just think that they have a
So it's you
lot
hating
going.
on Arsenal.
I think it's a lot just on the shoulders, bro. I just feel like I don't see they're gonna have to at some point in time in the next few months decide where they're gonna want to put all of their eggs in. And I think a- and and I think I think they want the Prem more than anything, to be honest with you. But I think if Arsenal keep going the way they're going with without injuries and kind of being solid, especially with the advantage they have with the second leg being at home, I think Arsenal has a really good chance of winning the Champions League. But yeah, I would go with probably Arsenal and I'd go with Bayern too. I like the way Bayern's playing as well.
For me, looking at these teams, my favorites to win the whole thing are in this order. It's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Separate those two because I think those are the big dogs. And then you have a pool of Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG, and I'm gonna throw Barcelona in there as well. So for me, I think given what I've seen with Bayern Munich and how resolute they look, I think they have a little bit of everything to potentially get over the line against any team. If we look at Arsenal's record, they've beaten the big dogs. They've beaten Inter. They've beaten Inter Milan. No, yeah, they've beaten Inter Milan. They've beaten Bayern. They've beaten Atletico comfortably. I just think that we've had a conversation beforehand about the killer punch, and the teams on Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Those guys have killer punches, whether it be Vinny, whether it be Mbappe, whether it be Jude coming in as a late run, and in Bayern Munich, you can name out a host of players as well that have just that killer blow. And if you look at that Arsenal team, you're praying for that guy. If something shifts within the next 3 months, I think they could get it. But I think right now my big favorites are Bayern and Real Madrid. Bayern because of what they're showing now, and Real Madrid because of the history. The history just carries so much weight in this competition, which it's deservedly so, even though it pains me to say it. Anybody else is trying to burst that bubble. Even Luis Enrique, I think, has to reprove himself again. I do think that he has something to show. And I think if you were able to do something with this PSG side, again, legendary status. I mean, he's already a legend at that club, but I think, he's a special manager. And if he does something again, I just put him in that top tier. He's top three in the world.
Yeah, and he's also looking for a way out, right? Out of PSG. He said that
I
he's not
mean,
going to renew that contract.
is that what he said?
Yeah, I think there's rumors saying that he doesn't want to renew. He wants a new challenge this summer.
I'd be excited to see where he goes. I'd love to see him in the Prem, and I got a couple ideas of where he's gonna land. So if that's the case, yeah. But yeah, all in all, is anything that we should expect in terms of surprises for the Champions League? Any dark horse that you guys see coming up?
I mean, the champions, the
Chelsea.
club world champions of the world, baby.
I was gonna say Chelsea.
Totally
You
Yeah.
agree.
never know.
Totally
Chelsea.
agree. I'm glad we're all on the same page about that. Even as a Chelsea hater, but I think you know what it is? They also I don't know, is Cole gonna get surgery? Do you know? Do we know?
Nah, I don't think he. I think he's holding out from surgery because he wants to be in the World Cup this summer. So I
Right.
think they're just rotating him, just resting him if he feels little tweaks here and there, because he really wants to get that call up to the squad.
If the stars align, they could do something special in this Champions League. It's just who's the question mark here now is the manager.
Exactly.
It's like could you imagine this guy wins the Champions League? Come on. The memes would be historic.
That would be crazy.
Ted Lasso.
So
Ted
there was a post the other day that I saw that said the last time that Chelsea won the Champions League was when Tuchel took over mid-season. That
Oh,
was the last
brother.
time they won it, and he went on
Uh-huh.
that run. So you never know. History repeats itself, my boy. So you
And
never know.
Change is good. That's why we're gonna talk about game week 23 coming up in the Prem. All right, so let's. I want to show you guys the fixture list that's coming up, and we're gonna run through only a couple of games, and then we're gonna talk about the big game. I think
Sure.
Manchester United versus Arsenal. So let's start off with Man City and Wolves. It's a layup, right? It's a layup.
I don't know. Look
I
at
don't know. Wolves kind of been
2026
turning
Wolves.
up. Yeah, they've been turning up.
2026 Wolverhampton is a different team.
Predictions. I mean, give me what you think. Give me what you think. I want some next on the line
For this
week.
game?
For this week, yeah.
No, for this game or for this week?
For this game, who's winning, City or Wolves?
Bro,
Nah,
Wolves are undefeated in
say
the last
City.
5 games, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they
I
have a
will say
lost
City.
game.
I will say City though, because they got Mark Gui. Where his how you pronounce last name?
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah. He'll be available.
Gay? You talking about Gay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gay.
Bro, what?
Oh, I
I
said
don't know,
Gay.
bro.
Who are you saying, bro?
The new center back.
Gay?
Gay. Yeah, we're saying it. We're saying like Hispanic straight off the boat.
Oh
Bro.
yeah, that's what I was like. Wait,
Gay.
I thought you were talking about the Chelsea striker for a second.
Gay.
Oh, my
Gay.
God.
Same thing.
Shit.
They have him now available, so he will give him that strength in defense. So plus they're home, I think they'll win him.
Yeah,
Serge?
City should win that game on paper.
City should win it.
Yeah.
I'm put my neck on the line and say that's gonna be a 1-1 draw. Moving on.
Ooh.
Moving on.
It's crazy, bro.
Moving on. London Derby. Crystal Palace versus the little bro Chelsea. What we looking at here? Serge?
Bro, I don't even know what to tell you. We always have a hard time with Crystal Palace, just
It's a derby.
historically wise. If I'm gonna be realistic about it, we're playing away, right? We're not playing at home.
It's
Yeah,
away.
you're playing away.
Yeah, we're
Selhurst Park.
playing away, Selhurst Park. I'll probably go a 1-1 draw. I think it's gonna be a draw. I don't think we're gonna take a W there.
Just for the record, I want everybody to look at it. So the last couple of games in the Prem. August 17th, Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0. January 4th, 2025, Premier League. 1-1 Chelsea. September 1st, 2024, 1-1. The last time Chelsea beat this team was in 2024. This is a big game for Chelsea.
You know what? Crystal Palace kind of on a downfall, right? I mean, they've definitely lost a lot of key players. Mateta's talking about he doesn't even want to be there. He wants out this winter window. So Glasner's already talking. It looks like he already quit on the whole structure of Crystal Palace. He wants out too. So there might be some good omens or some good signs for Chelsea to get a W, but I don't know, man. It's never fun playing Crystal Palace, so I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Chelsea win. I think Enzo is gonna score. I think Ismail Sarr is gonna come on and score on his return from the AFCON. I think Chelsea have too much for them. They're gonna be playing offensive ball, and they're gonna ask questions of that defense, especially with Gahey not being there anymore. And I think it's gonna be a 2-1 victory to Chelsea. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Crystal Palace looking like Pokemon cards. Everybody's grabbing them, taking them back to their team. So they look really weak. They lost their captain, the center back. They might lose their striker. They lost, Eze at the beginning of the season. So again, I think internally they're very, very. The morale is very low. So I do see Chelsea going in there, taking advantage of that, and going back home with the W.
Bro, isn't that
Okay.
so crazy talking about Crystal Palace just to stay here, just to stay on them? Like they just won their first trophy last season, the FA Cup, and now their whole club is just like falling apart, like from the top
They
to
should
bottom. Like they're
I think
even, I think they're even lose out on Wharton. No, like there's even people going in for him. Like they're
Warren's
getting
a
a
special player.
strip. They're to the bones.
I think to I think they should count themselves lucky that they even won something to begin with before everybody got cherry picked. That doesn't typically happen. I mean, look at Brighton, look at Brentford. This is Crystal Palace's most successful period in their whole club history. And, clubs to come in and poach these players, it was expected. I think, you have a a season where center backs are in demand, whether it be from Man City, whether it be from Liverpool, any club, any top six club could have done with a Gehi. Any top six club could have done with an Eze. I'm just surprised that the board is allowing it to happen. I think they feel like, okay, right now is the time to capitalize. We will never have this chance again to get this influx of money. And maybe they're right, but I just hope they're not setting themselves up for relegation season next year.
Yeah, that's what that's what it seems like it's going to, right? I mean, because it's not only like the owners saying like, "Yeah, here, go take them." It's also players now coming out and saying like, "Yo, I want out." Like,
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can see internally, they see where that's going, so that's not good signs for them.
yeah, for sure. Totally agree. All right, guys, let's talk about the big game of the weekend. Arsenal versus Manchester United. This is the third biggest game in England, I would say, arguably. What do you guys think about that?
History was, yeah.
History-wise, it's got some classic.
It's got that
What are
spice.
you guys thinking in terms of results here?
Well,
Um,
Man United's off of that big, off of that big win. They're definitely going to come out with their chests puffed out. Um, they're playing at the Emirates?
yeah.
They're playing at the Emirates. They're
Yeah,
coming.
it's gonna be a tough game, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just really think it's gonna come down to Arsenal, right? How bad are they gonna want it? How bad are they're gonna come out and show out? Is Gyökeres gonna be playing footsies with Maguire in the back line? What's gonna happen, you know?
Footies.
Um, I see another draw. I see another draw. I can see Fernandez maybe pissing off Saliba, getting a penalty, a little Panenka on Fernandez. I can see another free kick FC getting, getting a corner kick goal.
Nothing
I
wrong with that.
I see the game like 2-2 maybe. I think United's playing a little more free flowing football. I think they'll score a few goals. I think a 2-all draw seems where I'm headed.
This is a must-win game for Arsenal. If they drop points, any points here, I think they're sending a message to the whole league that we are there to be got at. Whether they face a counter-attacking team in United or whatever it is, they have to come up with the victory. I'm gonna go with a 1-0 win for Arsenal.
I'll say it'll be a close game. United have some key players back. Arsenal rested a lot of key players during the week. So all in all, I'm going to say Arsenal is going to get, like Serge said, a nice, beautiful corner kick. Gabriel is going to score the goal, give Javi his fantasy points, and they will get the W.
That's how
Hey,
that's what I like. That's what I like to
and
hear,
will
baby.
Javi end in first place on fantasy?
Ooh,
Will
yeah, he
he
might
will
take
he jump to the top of
over
the table?
their tie right now.
We are tied, right? It's goal differential right now at this
Yeah,
Yeah,
at this point in time. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be
it's
tough. It's gonna be
crazy.
tough.
He was 12
Oscar's a
points
hard
ahead.
competitor.
crazy, bro.
12 points ahead is wild. Let's finish off tonight with something a little bit different. Let's do a starting 11.
Vamos.
All the best players. We're gonna exclude the injured players. Don't worry about them. Don't think about them. So we're gonna take the best of the best. If you're playing a cup final tomorrow, who are you choosing to play in that final from Man United and an Arsenal combined 11? I'm gonna start off with Serge. What do you got in goal?
Definitely gonna have to start with Raya, without a doubt. No shame to the young kid from Belgium, but we gotta have Raya starting.
Uh,
Yeah,
Daniel, you good with
Raya.
Raya?
Raya, easy, yeah.
Saraya, Golden Glove winner. United's goalie doesn't have enough repertoire to compete. Maybe in the future, you never know. Guys, talk to me about right back. Who's your starting right? There's a couple of options here. I think Dallas had a secretly decent season, but who are you guys going with? Dan?
Blanco.
Betty Blanco? Interesting. Serge, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Dalot on that. I
Okay.
just think in
Okay.
this, I think in this scenario, I think I'll go with Dalot. Benny
Wow.
Blanco had his prime, but I just think Dalot right now just edges him just a bit.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you guys aren't gonna mention my boy Timber, or what's going on? Timber, no, he doesn't get a mention. My vote is Timber. So if there's anybody out there listening, we're gonna let you decide. Is it Timber? Is it Benny Blanco? Or is it Dalot? Who's the starting right back for this team? Let's move on to the center mid
I like
partnership. I think that's easy. That's easy, right? I think there's no comparison, right?
Yeah, you might as
What
well
do you
just
guys put it in,
put him
right?
in. You might as well just put it in, bro.
Just
It's
put him on.
automatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
just
automatic.
don't even
So
ask.
the center back partnership will be Saliba and
And
Gabriel.
he can be, of course.
Please, in
King
your
up it.
dreams, in your dreams. I think this is where it gets a little bit interesting, given the fact that Calafiori has been injured, and we've had inconsistencies at left back. What are you guys thinking for left back?
I mean,
Well,
go ahead, Daniel.
because Hincapié is injured, then I'll put Timber.
Timber. Okay, so you're gonna go to Timber at left back.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't put him in at right back. Are you putting him in because everybody else is injured?
basically, yeah.
Okay. Serge, what you got? Talk to me.
In that aspect, I mean, if you're gonna go with fullbacks, you have Luke Shaw that plays left back. I mean, Luke Shaw has been atrocious. I mean, you'd have to put Timber at left back, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what's the other option?
I'm a big fan. No, it has to be Timber. It's
Yeah.
unanimous. I just don't know. I would put Luke Shaw. It's just no.
You can't leave Timber out.
You can't leave Timber
Yeah,
out. I
exactly.
think. Would you say? I hear a lot of conversations about, is Timber world class? What do you guys think? Is he world class?
I think he's a great player. I just don't think I can call him world class yet. I mean, I wouldn't consider him world class. I think he's a great, outstanding player with a lot of potential.
Yo, let me pause right
think.
there. Is Reece James world class?
Come on, dog. We'll let the people in
La
the comments
pregunta
tell you,
ofende.
bro. Yeah, bro. Let
What do you think?
let
Is
the
he
people
world
comment in
class?
the comments, answer that.
Is Timber world class?
Yeah.
I don't know. At first, I thought so, but like, I feel like world class should be no more than 2 players. And for me, those 2 players are Hakimi, and there's so many out there right now. But Conde's a right back. Yeah, I'm thinking about the other one. I'm telling, like, I don't know. I would put my boy Carvajal, bro. Carvajal for me is world class. And una pierna, he can do more than Timber can do.
I don't
bro.
know about that. That's bias right there. Come on, you know that. I think for me, Timber is world class, and it's him as Hakimi. Hakimi is
Hakimi, that's what
clear.
I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Hakimi is clear
No,
number
I said
one.
Hakimi already.
You did say Hakimi.
So who am I thinking?
Hakimi is
I'm missing
clear number
somebody.
one. Timber is number 2 at 5th in the world. All right. What do you got in midfield? So just for the record, we're going with a 4-2-3-1. That's our formation.
Easy. No Kais. What's his face? Rice and Zubimendi.
Rice? You go with Rice, Serge?
Yeah, I'm good with Rice.
You guys go with Rice? And what about Zubi?
I think Zubi has shown that he not only is a great CDM, but he also can score you goals. So I do like Zubi in that position. Casemiro's way past his prime. He's not going to get the start over any of them.
Okay.
And then the other option would be Menu. He definitely has potential, but he's not getting into the team over any of those 2.
What about left mid? What do you guys got for left mid?
I mean, Cunha doesn't really play left mid. At United, right now the left mid is Dorgu. So it's between Dorgu, Trossard, or Martinelli. So I'll go with Trossard.
It's got to be Trossard, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gotta be
clinical goals.
clinical.
Clinical.
And he's also clutch too. He's a clutch player. Like when you need him, he'll score. He's a big game player, I'd say.
I think here's where we're gonna have our first argument, which it took a while to get.
Easy.
No. Who's playing 10? Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Who's
Bruno
playing 10?
Fernandes. Bruno
There's
Fernandes.
no way. There's no
Bruno
way.
Fernandes.
No way, bro. How? What is he doing? He's carrying a mid-table team to do a whole bunch of nothing. There's no pressure. The pressure for him is to brush his teeth in the morning. That's all he's got.
What do you mean? They're being firing so many managers because there's so much pressure.
My days, are you crazy? My boy's gotten 3 managers sacked already. I don't know what to say anymore.
That's
Bruh.
insane, bro. The one
It's
thing
gotta
that
be
Bruno has, even doesn't matter the coach, doesn't matter anybody. He's scoring goals. He's giving you GA. Like
Every season.
Odegaard goes
Every season.
quiet. He goes quiet for I don't know how many games, and he shows up. Bro, Bruno Fernandes, you can talk all that you want.
It's this simple. It comes down to Bruno Fernandes carry United to win 2 titles. Odegaard carried Arsenal to lose like 4 or 5 titles.
What are you talking?
That's
Yo,
it, bro. They won the FA Cup. They won the Carabao Cup. Why are you typing Odegaard? Bro, it's 2 against 1, bro. Why are you typing Odegaard, bro? Delete.
You know the truth, bro.
You're
You know
lucky
the
I'm
truth.
outnumbered here today. Nah, it's in my opinion, it's Odegaard all day. I think what he brings to a team, Bruno Fernandes gets.
What does he bring to the team, bro?
Participation
What
medals,
did Bruno?
bro. That's what he
But
did.
let me ask you a question. Bruno Fernandes, when he's asked to do a role, what does he bring? He brings just as much as Odegaard, the same amount of numbers. No, he can't. The only reason he's showing out now is because he's been given the license to be free. That's it.
Exactly. So it shows what he can do. He was trapped. He was,
you don't. No,
Maduro.
My boy Odegaard, you guys are doing him dirty. All right. Well, you know, it's a 2-1. We'll go with Bruno. Whatever, you know. It is what it is. Surely I can't lose on the next one. It's gotta be, no matter what, it's gotta be Bukayo, right? It's gotta be Bukayo.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka for what he's done.
There's nobody else.
What do you mean? There's nobody else? All right, well, I was easy for me.
Oh, actually, you got Mbomo.
Ooh.
It's between him and Mbomo.
Oof. You know, my vote's for Saka. I can't, you know, Starboy.
Yeah.
I think Saka
got?
got it. I think Saka got it. I'll give it to Saka.
Saka gets it, right?
Yeah.
If somebody asked you tomorrow to build a team around one player, and Mbuemo or Saka, who are you building around? Between those two,
I'll say
I think they're both the same age too.
Yo, one of them is just bald, right?
Well, yeah, I was like, and Mbomo look like he got years on Saka, bro.
He's young. He's actually
younger. I think he's younger.
No, he's not younger. Fact check that.
Mbuemo is 26.
And how old is Saka? 25? Oh, and Mbuemo's 24?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They're the same age.
What?
Yo, Lord have mercy. We need Mbuemo at Arsenal. That's all I know, bro. Get him. God,
no. I'm sorry. Mbuemo's 26.
Yeah, Mbuemo's 26. Yeah.
Oh, Saka's 24.
No.
Man. Damn, 26 looking a little rough for my boy though.
Lord.
You know how to do.
Okay, last but not least, striker. What are you guys putting up here? What are you thinking?
Fuck, I mean, no one's really like. If I had to put a striker in my team right now, today,
I think for me it's Gyökeres only because of the history. After that, I don't know.
What history?
You know, in the Portuguese league, he's done well.
That's a tough one for me, bro.
I'll go with Jesus.
That's Marino.
That's what I want to say, but
to the Holy Spirit. Pick Jesus.
Yo, Marino's not a bad shot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He might honestly be the best striker out of all of them.
All right, yo. So you know what? It is what it is. I want Gyökeres. Serge wants Marino. Coach Daniel wants Jesus. I'm not surprised there. I mean, if anybody's listening, y'all get to decide the right back and y'all get to decide the striker. So let us know. You guys got any parting words? You know, anything to the Footy fam? We appreciate you guys for being here. Anybody that's listened for this long, we appreciate you, and you'll see more of us consistently. And let them know what's up, guys. Say your goodbyes.
It's only up from here. You know, I appreciate y'all for listening, for the banter. It's only going to get better and better.
Amen. I love that.
Thank you, guys. Just watch out. It's a lot of ice in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
yeah,
ice.
Please bundle up. Bundle up.
We don't support ice here. Cheers.